This is Frazer Anderson, analyst at Vestigo Ventures. I'm here with Karl Muth, CEO of FRST. Today, we're lucky to get Karl's thoughts on crypto and a few of the developments in the space he is expecting in 2019. Hello, Karl.
Hi, Frazer. Thanks for making time today.
Yes, no problem. Karl, in crypto's nascent years, the technology had a fairly nefarious reputation as basically a digital payment solution for criminal activities, and probably because of the perceived anonymity transacting on the blockchain enables. How do you think this is going to change?
So we strongly believe that personification of wallets as an identifier, but also other network infrastructure, is going to continue, and that individual identities of counterparties will increasingly be important. There are three reasons for this. First, people want to know who they're dealing with, who they're doing business with, and who they're making payments to. Secondly, much as people on Twitter have evolved from anonymous eggs to personalities with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers, we expect personalities on the blockchain to evolve into known or knowable people who people have an interest in following, imitating, listening to, and so forth. Lastly, we think it's important for the credibility of institutions that we move beyond minimal KYC and AML requirements to a maximum understanding of who is transacting with whom, what the motivations and nature of these transactions may be, and how those transactions are affecting the crypto macro behavior that we see occurring across exchanges internationally and on a larger view.
Thank you. That's fantastic. And to your point earlier, people are having this debate about cash as well, except there aren't so many action items as you just listed.
Very true.
As our viewers, I hope already know, FRST platform provides their users with a unique view of the actions and intent of actors on several different blockchains. In the context of the recent downdraft in crypto prices, are there any insights your team is seeing in the data that might frame the market volatility of the last few months?
Absolutely. There seem to be two prevailing stories that may not be driving price explicitly, but certainly are related to the movements that we see. The first is a concentration of activity around a core number of coins, which is in the dozens. People will remember from months ago when Bittrex announced that it was offering support for 195 tokens. And at that time, it seemed as though that would be an ever-expanding number, and there would be a race between exchanges to support the maximum number of tokens. Today, we see a contraction where the majority of market activity really resides in a core 2 or 3 dozen token types, and the amount of liquidity and velocity beyond that is severely limited. The second thing that we notice is a move toward exchanges and away from the offshoring activity that we saw 18 months ago. This is a move toward certainty of regulation, and it's a move toward an understanding that certain counterparty exchanges are not only bound by certain regulatory structures, but have a history and credibility around acting in a certain way. And particularly for our customers, for large institutional investors, a predictable counterparty that acts consistently over time is extremely valuable. So we see fewer exchanges interacting with these large institutional investors, and we see those exchanges generally being more welcoming toward rather than hostile toward these regulatory regimes.
Well, that's extremely helpful. Thank you, Karl. As always, we appreciate your time and, of course, your sagacity. Happy holidays. I'll look forward to touching base with you in the new year.
Thanks so much.